Coming up moments from now, the venue in the heart of downtown New York City. The Celtics taking on the Knicks. For Boston, they've tipped off the season with back-to-back losses. A win tonight would give them something to build on. Knicks, Celtics, up next. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Friday, they'll host the New York Knicks. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Guys, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for his play calling. LeBron James said he has so many different wrinkles. You've got to keep your head on a swivel. He'll run something you've never seen before. But Stevens said, honest to God, I've stolen everything we've ever done from somebody else. Kevin?
I love his honesty. All right, thank you, D.A. Well, the one thing I love seeing in these early games, seeing the wrinkles that the stars have added, the new technique or the new move they've added, Doris, during their games they played over the summer.
It feels, Kevin, like if you are not improving over the summer in the NBA, you are falling behind. Case in point, right, is the big men in the NBA. Look at guys like Brook Lopez and Marc Gasol, now able to stretch their game out to three-point territory. So important to keep growing.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Tatum and Cantor together down low. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Hayward in at the 3 spot. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Smith and Trier, the tandem in the backcourt. And it's Barrett at the small forward. Now here is Robinson. Now the pass to Barrett. Over Hayward. Nice touch on the shot from close range.
I love seeing Barrett cash in there. He knows he has what it takes to finish through contact.
Walker looking for an opening. Brown outside. Just 5 to shoot. From deep, Walker. Robinson pulls it in. Here's Trier. He's covered by Brown. Trier passes to Barrett. Robinson kicks to Barrett. Smith against Walker. There's Trier with the 3. Kept alive by New York. Randall no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
The free throw drops by Hayward. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Now, here is Robinson. Randall passes to Trier. And it's blocked.
Well, really improving as a defender. Jason Tatum has those long arms to redirect shots.
The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Barrett dishes to Robinson. Shoots over Cantor. Robinson, that's good. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Smith against Walker. Over Smith. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Knicks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And Barrett gets it to go.
And you like the toughness there. Barrett being more comfortable having to deal with an aggressive defense.
Walker finds Tatum. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And he banks in the layup.
The solid mechanics of Jason Tatum on display. How about the balance in a difficult finish?
Walker against Smith. And the layup is good.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against length.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
Here's Tatum following the score by Dennis Smith over Randall. A nice shot by Tatum. Tatum's got his second basket of the night.
This is right in Tatum's wheelhouse. That mid-range is his comfort zone.
It's Robinson, top of the key. Back to Trier. Barrett the pass to Smith. And stolen by Hayward. Brown with it. Picked up by Barrett. Pull up Jay. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. The Knicks with the lead. Here's Trier. 17 points for him last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. New York moving the ball around. Here's Brown. And the dunk by Brown.
Oh, my goodness, Kevin. Brown finishes off the drive, not simply laying it in, but a message of authority on the dunk.
Now, here is Smith playing Brooklyn. He was nearly unstoppable. Outside Robinson. Pass to Trier. He kicks it to Barrett. Shot clock at 5. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his first foul. Here's Smith.
Well, you have to like that Cantor gets active on the defensive end. This is the area of his game that he continues to work on.
But they'll get another chance. And Walker's got the ball here for the Celtics. They trail by 1. That shot off the mark. So New York will take it the other way.
Boy, at some point you've got to realize there might be a better option standing next to you. This guy has not made one basket in this period.
Now here's Tatum. Following the miss by Julius Randle. Count it. Brown's got his second basket of the game.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Randle. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
Well, just tremendous awareness from Dennis Smith Jr. Recognizing a teammate is open. Let me make the game easy for him.
And Walker kicks to Tatum. Brown dishes to Tatum. Second shot opportunity. Cantor's shot is off.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Inside and stolen by Tatum. Now Brown. 12 points his last outing. The 3. And it's Jason Tatum with a 3. Tatum's got his third bucket of the night.
This guy a sensational shooter. It doesn't take a lot of separation for Jason Tatum to put it in the basket.
Here's Trier, defended by Hayward. Trier passes to Barrett. Can't cash in from close range. The Celtics with the lead.
Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Well, that's how you drive your point home right there. Walker against Smith. Outside, Walker, pass to Tatum. And the call will be against Julius Randle. That is his first foul of the game. Morris is checked in for New York. Marcus Smart's checked in for the Celtics. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game. Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin. This was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
5 on the clock. Here's Randle off the left rim and out.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Brown finds Smart. Cantor with it. Tatum on the wing. Over Smith. Tatum's shot is off.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
First one falls for him. Doris, you graduated as your college's all-time assist leader. Talk about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about unselfishness, vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great pride in each and every one of those things.
I did. I love trying to make my teammates better. It feels great to make somebody feel good.
Payton drives in. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
And here is Payton after Marcus Smart got his shot to go from deep.
And Kevin, last season there were a couple of glaring deficiencies for the Celtics. I thought they had a problem with shot selection. Too often I thought they settled for pull-up jumpers. They did not exploit their length to get into the paint, nor did they exploit their ability to get to the free throw line. And ultimately that really cost them.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
I think Elfrid Payton has exciting potential. He's got unbelievable defensive instincts and work habits. He just needs to develop a little bit more on the offensive end.
And both free throws good for Payton. And so it's Boston with it. Here's Wanamaker. Outside Tatum. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And with the Celtics last season, Doris, the league's lowest rate of free throws attempted and bottom 7 in offensive rebounding.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They had a couple of players coming off of surgeries, knee troubles. Sometimes that can make you hesitant to mix it up on the interior. But, boy, if you want to win, you've got to get to the free throw line and you've got to get to the offensive glass.
And that one falls for Tatum. And you look at Jason Tatum able to play either forward position. Doris, do you think his future is at the 3 or at the 4?
I think he is interchangeable at either position because his scoring can be devastating. For Jason Tatum, it's really a matter of making sure he continues to gain strength, continue to be a force and factor on the defensive end, and probably enhance his footwork around the rim a little bit.
Knicks trail by 3. Barrett dishes to Morris. Shoots. New York, no good that time either.
And guys, you've heard of overpassing. Well, that shot was an example of underpassing.
Well, there's no doubt there were better options on the floor, but it certainly seemed like he had his mind made up. Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Celtics leading by 3. Smart with the ball, picked up by Barrett. Tatum's shot is off.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Portis can't get it to go. And so it's Smart. He'll bring up the ball for the Boston Celtics. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
You know what, Greg? There was a lot of standing around in that basketball game. Failing to move bodies and failing to move the basketball is a bad formula.
Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
You know, this is in part what makes Marcus Smart very dangerous, right? He can slice into the defense. He's got that remarkable speed to get where he wants.
Now here's Payton. 14 points from him the last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. Here's Portis. Rebounded by the Celtics. We've got 1:08 left here in the first quarter. Down low, Williams. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And on top of the talent, the physical ability, Williams, just a coachable kid and really picks things up quickly.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
Here's Wanamaker after the made shot from Bobby Portis. Tatum kicks to Smart. Celtics passing it around. Here's Wanamaker, covered by Payton.
This is the effort they need from Kevin Knox on the defensive end. What a block.
And Morris throws it down.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the first. And stolen by Payton. Passes to Morris. Here's Knox, guarded by Smart. Releases, and the Knicks good for 2.
I'll tell you, be aggressive, be assertive on the interior. Nice, Kevin Knox.
Here's Wanamaker, fires from deep. It doesn't go for him. What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for Boston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she breaks herself off daily. You know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby
but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
And a few of those led to quick scores at the other end. Really active first quarter for them.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. We've got Daniel Tice. Also Williams out there. Jason Tatum is out there with Smart. And it's Wanamaker in at the 1. 6 to shoot. Back to Morris. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
This is where the focus and the confidence of Marcus Morris shows through. This guy's so good at keeping his eye on the target.
Now here's Tatum. 11 points for him in that last game against Toronto.
And what a wrecking ball defensively, seen by the 4 steals he had in that game.
New York trailing. To the paint. Here's Portis. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Wanamaker. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Let's look at the stats for Smart. How he performed last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. Not his best production, and I expect him to break through and get back on track soon.
I think he's been pressing a little bit too much, Greg. He just needs to relax and let the game come to him.
The Knicks making a switch here. Trier's checked in. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. That free throw missing. No doubt passing is a premium for this team game of the NBA. We love the individual star power, but it is a team game. Are there any playmakers out there that don't get, Doris, you think, enough credit for all that they do for their team?
Well, the first guy that comes to mind is a man that Steve Kerr described as probably the smartest single basketball player he has ever been around, and that's Andre Iguodala. The numbers in terms of his scoring, obviously not eye-popping, but his incredible defense and then his elite passing skills have been so critical to so many championship teams.
And they pick up 2.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Now here's Walker. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Knox. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Celtics trail by 6. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The pass to Tice. Nice ball movement by Boston. Tatum with it. Now guarded by Gibson. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Now here's Smart. 9 points in the game so far. Poirier passes to Smart. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Boy, he hasn't found the range yet here in the second period. Only 1 triple for him tonight.
Here's Payton, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call. Foul on Boston.
I think if you're very aggressive with Elfrid Payton, this guy is getting good at picking up these kinds of fouls.
New York shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
The first one falls.
Well, the big expectations for the Celtics going into last season never translated to the success many thought they would have. The vast majority of experts predicted that the Celtics would be in the NBA Finals. They were unequivocally, I think, the most disappointing team in the league. They just couldn't put the pieces together.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And Doris, the depth of talent for the Celtics. In the end, it was their undoing.
100% right, Kevin. Too many players were unhappy about their roles. Too many guys felt like they could be doing more and could never adjust. As a group, trying to stay upbeat and connected with that amount of talent proves something the Celtics were incapable of doing. It draws more attention to the Warriors' sustained success. Their ability to make all that talent work was impressive.
Smith checked in for Elfrid Payton. Hayward outside. Back to Walker. Over Smith. And that one hits back iron.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
To the middle. Here's Gibson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Well, you talk about a player who is a consummate pro. Taj Gibson.
No doubt. Taj is a guy who has always approached the game from a veteran standpoint. He's a great leader, great defensive player, and in between the lines and out, you can count on Taj Gibson.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
Well, you knew the Knicks were going to try and make a huge splash over the summer in free agency.
But you know this, Greg. Sometimes you swing hard at the pitch and you miss. And that's one of the problems of putting all your eggs in the free agency basket.
And both free throws good from Gibson.
And the Celtics last season mourning the passing of the great John Havlicek.
No, Greg, he spent his entire career with the Celtics. He won 8 titles along the way. He was known as one of the great competitors and a class individual. His legacy undoubtedly will live on. Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Trier passes to Smith. Pass to Knox. The 3. New York, no good that time either. Looking at the Knicks, they took the win in their last game against Brooklyn. And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That'll be his second foul of the game. Enes Kanter's checked in for Daniel Tice. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, and times are changing, dream big. There's nothing that's impossible, and I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
The Knicks leading by 6. Here's Trier. Off on the layup.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Walker, and there are the Celtics with another basket.
You got to shadow Walker. His mid-range game is on point.
Here's Trier. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Smith, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Kemba Walker picks one up.
Well, we know this, guys. Last season, a little bit up and down for Dennis Smith Jr. Not sure he wanted out of Dallas, but certainly dealt to the New York Knicks. But now they think this guy is a cornerstone for their franchise.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Smith. And with Smith, he had lost the ball handling duties in Dallas to Doncic. And you know what, Doris? It made sense probably for him to move on.
Yeah, this is one of those trades, I think, that will benefit everyone involved. Dennis Smith Jr. is a better player with the basketball in his hands. And once he left, he got his confidence back and started to create great opportunities for the Knicks.
Now, here's Cantor. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Hayward for the Knicks. Julius Randle's checked in for Gibson. And Barrett subbed in for Knox. Barrett with the ball. A 26-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn. Pass to Trier. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Brown. A second chance effort. And Portis with the layup. Portis has got 6.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Smart finds Hayward. Good, and Smart gets the assist.
Oh, Kevin, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
Now, here's Portis. 6 points for him. Deflects the pass. Hayward outside. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Trier to the inside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And for the length of Bobby Portis, he's sure to provide a bit of fire when he's on the floor.
Well, Portis is never afraid to mix it up with the opponent or sometimes his own guys. This guy plays with a passion that maybe isn't for everyone, but boy, it does spark his teams.
Free throw good, Portis. And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA, but now he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
Morris is checked in for the Knicks. And he can't hit the second.
Well, the Knicks knew that offense would be an area for improvement coming into the season.
Well, Greg, they were dead last in offense in several metrics last year, most notably field goal percentage. So some of it is personnel, some of it is shot selection.
Here's Smith. Marcus Smart picking up that last basket. Smith scanning the floor. Now, here's Barrett. He's covered by Brown. Portis can't get it to go. And it's Smart with the ball for the Celtics. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team.
And they didn't have much of a problem with these guys last season, and quite frankly, you wouldn't expect them to.
Well, Gordon Hayward obviously still working his way back to peak form. Let's remember, this guy was an all-star in 2017. We know he can be a franchise guy.
And Doris, you talk about when Gordon Hayward is playing his best. What makes him, in your mind, so special?
Well, when he's right physically, he can be a go-to offensive weapon, Kevin. This guy is the true definition of triple threat, right? He can pick you apart with his passing, with his shooting, and also off the dribble drive. Boy, when he's right, he is tough to stop.
And the city of Boston, 12 championships since 2000, 6 in football, 4 in baseball, and 1 apiece in hockey and basketball.
Greg, you'd have to say Boston has become the sports capital of the country. The fans are knowledgeable, they're passionate, and they are justifiably proud.
Here's Smart, following the basket by Julius Randle. Bounce pass from Smart. Cantor inside. Robinson on him. Brown the pass to Poirier. The Celtics need to get a shot off from deep three-point range. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
And here's a look at the stats for Robinson. Last season's performance for him. Last year averaged 7 points a game, almost 2.5 blocks and 6 rebounds. And he had to pay his dues that rookie campaign, earning his stripes. A lot of people think he could have a breakout year this season.
Well, when you hear it from his coaches and his teammates, they've been singing his praises. So let's see if he can prove them right.
Smith dishes to Barrett. On the wing, Morris. Smith outside, takes a three. New York with a new 14. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And now a 7-point Knicks lead.
Man, sometimes it feels like Barrett wants it more than anyone else on the floor.
Smart against Smith. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Dennis Smith.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
Robert Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Gordon Hayward. Basket good. And it's 6 points for Smith.
Not only can Smith take contact inside, he's willing to initiate it. That's a great aspect to his game.
Now here's Cantor. Kicks to Smart. You know, Greg, defense forgiven for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress as a three-point shooter. Had already made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
The Knicks making a switch here. Payton's checked in.
Boy, I just love how Marcus Smart plays the game of basketball. He's aggressive, he's intelligent, and he doesn't mind getting under your skin.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Celtics trail by 7. Here's Brown. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Knicks have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. Payton kicks to Morris. That's good, and it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got 5 assists tonight.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Passes it to Williams. 1:53 left to play in the first half. Here's Brown. Good on the 13-footer. Brown's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, don't you love the way Jaylen Brown is squaring up in the mid-range? This guy's getting his feet under him, his pre-shot preparation outstanding.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Now, Kevin, we know one thing. In New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Now, here's Barrett. He's got 7. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Barrett's got the lead up to 11 now for the Knicks. 55 seconds left in the first half. Smart deciding where to go with it. Here's Wanamaker, covered by Payton. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Smart. It's rebounded by Barrett. Barrett's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses.
Born in Toronto, Barrett joins a talented group of Canadians who have entered the NBA ranks.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Enes Kanter. Jason Tatum comes in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Kemba Walker in for Marcus Smart. And so it's Walker with it who brings it up for the Celtics. A 12-point game. .11 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Clock at 6. Out to the right wing. Here's Wanamaker. Boston again missing. And so it's New York enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Alfred. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the first period, with 3 points being their largest cushion. The second quarter was all theirs. Major uptick in offensive and defensive intensity as they did their jobs with precision, now sitting on a comfortable 12-point lead at the half. Hey, big fella, what's your take on New York so far?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, the more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
Well, it's good to be physical, but there's a line that you don't want to cross. You can't constantly give up free throw chances by fouling guys too aggressively. You have to get back in this game by staying poised, smart, and avoid fouling.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You know, Marcus Smart has been really making it happen.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end, and boy, this young guy has done just that.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Barrett and Randall are in the forward positions. Smith and Trier, the tandem in the backcourt. And it's Robinson in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Incredible night for Barrett. He scores in a multitude of ways, and he brings the effort on every possession.
Now, here's Walker. The kick out to Tatum. Over Barrett. Tatum's shot is off. New York leading by 14. Smith drives in. Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
So it's the Celtics now. The Knicks making the shot. Walker, good on the 13-footer.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
For New York, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Randall down low. Defended by Hayward. Randall with the bucket.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Outside Tatum. Over Barrett. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it. 10 points for Jason Tatum.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now here is Robinson. He has 6.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Tatum finds Walker. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Off target at the rim. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, big finish, emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. Celtics trail by 18. The pass to Canner. Ball's knocked loose. And a fast break now for New York. Robinson's got the ball. Smith, no good. Robinson passes to Trier. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Trier's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
And here's Walker outside. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Hayward dishes to Walker. Pass to Tatum. Here's the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Tatum's got 13.
Well, this guy's so good at making great decisions. Jason Tatum on the catch and shoot. That's nice.
Smith kicks to Robinson. Over in the corner, Randall. 5 to shoot. And the dunk by Robinson.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
Drills the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
So for the Knicks, Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Gibson comes in for Julius Randle. And it's Knox in for Barrett. Here's Trier. He's got 8. Here's Gibson. That one rolling around and rims out. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
And it's Smith finishing it off.
Well, even with the defense putting up a stiff challenge, Dennis Smith Jr. plays right through the contact.
And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Celtics. Pass to Tatum. Here's Poirier. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And Kevin Knox gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. New York on D. It's an 18-point lead.
And since halftime, he just doesn't have a clue when it comes to shooting.
Outside Portis. He kicks it to Gibson. Smith against Walker. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got 10.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now here's Hayward. He has 7. Here's Poirier. Here's Tatum. Sure with the rebound. The Knicks leading by 20. Outside Gibson. Fires for 3. No good. Shot missing. And it's Boston the other way. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's foul number 2 for him. Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Jaylen Brown. Now here's Walker. Passes it to Poirier. Tatum on the wing. Defended by Gibson. Shot's good by Walker.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Here's Trier. He's got 8. Up top, Portis. And there's the pass to Smith. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Well, Dennis Smith Jr. showing you, yeah, the catch and shoot, I've got that too.
Walker against Smith. From deep. Walker's shot is off. The Knicks leading by 20. Here's Trier. That's tipped. Here's Wanamaker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That free throw, no good. Morris is checked in for New York. Elfrid Payton comes in for Smith. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Marcus Smart comes in for Kemba Walker.
And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last season, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track. And Kevin Knox, yet another player out of the University of Kentucky. We've seen so many enter the NBA from that program. What they love about Kevin Knox is his ability to score at all 3 levels.
And with Knox, the Knicks kept feeding him minutes, Doris, allowing him to learn on the fly.
Yes, because of the circumstance with his team, he got a lot of the offense running through him as the season progressed. And for Kevin Knox, he had ample room to grow and make mistakes, and that's critical to his development.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Well, you look at the length of Knox, Doris, his arm span, his frame, he can be a handful.
No doubt. Kevin Knox is able, because of that frame you talked about, to shrug off contact and muscle through most players. His reach allows him to be disruptive on the defensive end. So in terms of the physical metrics, you love what this guy brings to the table.
On defense, the Knicks. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points.
See, I love the intensity Payton plays with on the defensive end. He's got height, he's got reach, and he's got desire. I love watching this guy guard.
Snatched away to the paint. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got 8 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Walker against Payton. And Walker kicks to Tatum. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Tatum's got 10 points in the quarter.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Payton passes to Knox. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Kevin Knox seeking the contact, makes the basket. That is well done.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. The Knicks making a switch here. Dotson's checked in. And that one misses.
Well, you think about Kevin Knox, 1 year of collegiate basketball at the University of Kentucky before being picked 9th overall in 2018. Let's remember, he's young, but he seemed to be prepared for the bright lights.
Now here's Gibson. Marcus Smart missing that last shot. Knox the pass to Gibson. Shoots over Walker. Shot's good by Gibson.
Boy, Taj Gibson unafraid in the face of contact. How tough is this guy?
Smart kicks to Williams. To the left side wing. Outside Tatum. Almost, but it rolls out. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. And here's Morris for 3. And an assist from Payton. Payton's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Tatum finds Williams. Here's Smart. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Here's New York. They're on a 20-7 run. Payton passes to Knox. Can't connect from short range. The Celtics shooting just 34% from the floor. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. So for the Knicks, Randall comes in for Kevin Knox. And Barrett subbed in for Damian Dotson. 1:37 left to play in the 3rd. Walker against Payton. Looking to end his cold spell. Bank shot, no good.
Well, terrific defense. They obviously respect his ability and just want to make it tough.
Here's Barrett. Good work defensively by Smart.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Robinson's checked in for Taj Gibson. Walker against Payton. Pass to Robinson. Morris, left side. Over Tatum. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Walker in the corner. And it's off from 3-point range. New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Morris. No good that time. Nice D from Williams. Well, guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
And he can't get the first one.
What's incredible to me is the first time Jason Tatum stepped between the lines as an NBA player, he had a willingness to take on the responsibility of being a go-to scorer, even in the tough moments.
Now, here is Morris. 11 points in the game.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Walker against Payton. The three from Tatum. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Payton dishes to Barrett. Stolen by Smart. Here's Walker. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Walker's got 8.
You want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And so it's New York having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Celtics. Williams is out there with Ojale. Then it's Langford. Then it's Williams. And it's Wanamaker in at the point guard position. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Shot clock at 6. From 6 away. That's good from Randle. And the assist from Robinson. 10 points for Julius Randle.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And so it's New York with it after Romeo Langford's miss. Wanamaker the pass to Williams. And it's Williams finishing it off.
You know, something that Williams does so well, as soon as he has inside positioning, he just goes for the finish.
Now here's Ellington. Of course, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
And Randle throws it down.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Here's Wanamaker. He's defended by Randle. Here's Williams. He gets it in there. Williams has got his first basket of the night.
You know, you have to use the bounce pass in that instance to make the catch easier.
Payton kicks to Randle. Over Williams. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to. I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
Now here's Ellington. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Pass to Ntilikina. A 3-ball. Rebounded by the Celtics. It's tipped. Here's Ojale. Boston again missing. And here is Ellington. The feed to Payton. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Ojale. Count that one.
And you see Langford's ability as a facilitator. Great court awareness.
And so Payton will bring it up for the Knicks. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Wanamaker looking over the floor. He can't get that one to fall. The Knicks go the other way with it. Payton attacking. Williams with the block. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. The Celtics have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Langford. Not a lot of room. Poirier. Robinson with the block. And he gets it back. Here's Wanamaker. No good on the three.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Ntilikina. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Boston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Langford has the open look, and the three ball is good. Langford's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. New York calls timeout. Doris, in basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
And here's Randall following Romeo Langford's 3 over Williams, and it's off the back rim, no good. And there's the foul. It'll go on Damian Dotson. That's his first foul. Poirier passes to Ojale. There's the 3. Ntilikina with the rebound. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Ellington. Passes to Dotson. Three-pointer. Connects from three-point range.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
Shots good by Williams.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Boston's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Here's Langford, got a piece of it, and he's able to get it back. And he recovers it. For New York, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Ntilikina looking it over. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Well, Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
Ellington hits them both. Here's Wanamaker. And the pass to Poirier. Back to Wanamaker. From the arc. Ellington grabs the miss.
Wow, this defense is blanking him down the stretch, and that's certainly hurting his team's chances.
Dotson, and that one clearly a foul, gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, Damian Dotson in his second season, this guy was able to get on the floor at a consistent rate and show that he could be a solid contributor.
And for Dotson, as you said, Doris, he got his chance as the Knicks started to play the young guys last season.
And he has the potential, Kevin, Damian Dotson, to be a fantastic three-point shooter from what he's shown to this point. You combine that with his high motor and energy, and there's a lot to like if you're a fan of this team.
And he knocks down the first one. Doris, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. Well said. Here's Langford. The Knicks making the shot. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Well, they are daring him to miss, and he obliges.
Here's Ntilikina. Portis, the pass to Ntilikina. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
And that one falls for Ntilikina.
Well, Frank Ntilikina still trying to find his niche, right? You've seen him spend some time at the point guard. You've seen him on the wing. This guy has got to find the position that maximizes his impact.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Randall. Second free throw, no good. And Doris, as you said with Ntilikina, it's been a search to find the right role for him in the NBA.
When you're a high draft pick, Kevin, as you know, there's always expectations. And for Ntilikina, I don't necessarily think his role has been clearly defined to this point. Once he sorts that out and his offense comes along, because of his defensive prowess, I think he should be fine.
Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Well, remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
So it's the Celtics now. Here's Wanamaker. Pass to Ojale. To stop the run. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Ntilikina passes to Portis. And a look now at the Celtics' upcoming schedule. They'll tip it off a homestand starting with the Milwaukee Bucks. Then on Friday, they'll host the New York Knicks. Free throw good, Portis. Both good from the line that time. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Here's Ojale. And no good that time. Great D that time from Gibson.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
Celtics shooting just 30% from the field here in the fourth. Three-pointer on the way. Dotson with the rebound. New York's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Portis, the pass to Dotson. And Boston with the rebound. Wanamaker's got 6 rebounds in the game. And there's the foul. It'll go on Damian Dotson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Boston shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Pass to Ojale. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
Ellington with it. Out defended by Langford. Ntilikina passes to Portis. Down low. It's stolen. And pushing it up, here's Boston. The pull-up. Here's Williams. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
Ntilikina can't hit.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Knicks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Robinson.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
Here's Ntilikina. Up again. It's good on the putback. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 15 rebounds.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Now, here's Langford. Ellington defending, and Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj.
Here's Ntilikina. Williams against Gibson. No good on that one.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Wanamaker the pass to Poirier. Here's Wanamaker. 4 on the shot clock. Passes it to Poirier. Again, the miss by the Celtics. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
The pass to Ellington. Pass to Portis. So no problem for New York as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. With Elfrid Payton, bench was big tonight. How confident are you in their abilities?
Very confident. Those guys work on their games. They know that time's going to come, and then when the opportunity comes, they're ready for it. So I'm very confident in all my teammates.
Well, they had your back tonight, Elfrid. Thanks. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.